This book actually made me so mad, and it sucks because I was really kind of excited for it. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Steph, and yikes, I was not expecting to get so heated over a middle grade book that is a retelling of Hansel and Gretel. But here we are. Fun. So yeah, we're here to talk about The Sinister Sweetness of Splendid Academy by Nikki Loftin. So yeah, this is a middle grade book that I found at Goodwill earlier this year, and I thought it sounded pretty interesting. It is a Hansel and Gretel retelling, and it takes place at this school where these kids are allowed to basically, they have free reign, and they can eat all the snacks they want whenever they want, and like just constantly shove in their face with snacks. Sounds lit. But also too good to be true, right? Our two main characters, Lorelai and Andrew, think so, and they're gonna figure out what's up. This book, when I saw it, sounded really fun. I've been wanting to read more middle grade, and a Hansel and Gretel retelling, that sounds dope. I mean, it's a classic story, we all know it. I wanted to see the twist that this author was going to put on it, and, you know, I got kind of excited when I saw it. Like, the cover, love that, it's really cool, and it, like I said, the premise, it sounded interesting. There's also artwork throughout it, like, in some of the chapters. I can see if I can bring one up to show you. Ah, there was one. I really love the artwork throughout the book. Every, like, couple chapters, there's a new piece of artwork to go along with whatever's happening on that page or the page before. And I really like that. The artwork was really good. I really enjoyed it. And it was nice visuals. I really loved it. That's about it for, like, my super high enjoyment of this book. Now let's get to just summarizing the story. We start out with your classic, the mother is dead and the dad's about to marry the wicked stepmother. Oh boy. On the way to the wedding, Lorelai, our main character right down here, I really hope I'm saying her name right, by the way. But let's, like I said, let's just hope I'm bad at pronunciations. Lorelai notices that not too far from the house, about a few blocks away, that there's a new construction site popped up. Interesting. 3 days later, on the way back from the honeymoon, which, like, random aside, but I have, like, a small note about this. Was the dad not able to get rid of the kids, like, dump them off on grandma and grandpa or something for, like, even a night? Because they went with the dad and they come back with the dad and then the new stepmom. And it's like, were they not able to dump the kids off for even one night? Like, especially, like, the consummation of the marriage nights? Were the kids there for the honeymoon? I mean, this has absolutely nothing to do with the story, and it's not important at all. But welcome to the really random tangents my brain will take, and just welcome to how messed up my brain is, like, trying to read the story. Like, wait, were the kids there the whole time? That's disturbing. Were they, like, what's going on here, man? I have no idea. Like I said, that has nothing to do with the story. It's just something that popped into my brain as I was writing the review, so it's in here now. Like, why couldn't the kids, like, chill out with someone else, or were they there? I don't know. We skipped over the whole wedding thing, but apparently it happened, and they have a new stepmom, so let's just move on to the book. Welcome to the tangents my attention span takes. Fun, aren't they? So we're on our way home with Wicked Stepmom, and we pass the construction site. Except it's not a construction site anymore. It is a glorious school. Like, whoa, that wasn't there 3 days ago, completely completed, and all of that fun jazz. And then we pass a bit more, and there's a playground, yo, like, a top quality playground, which honestly reminds me of 5th grade when I was at for 5th grade, my school was brand new. Like, we were the first class to go there and move on, so that was fun. We had our own playground, and then the kindergartners got a playground a bit later into the year, and I remember how bitter we all were that their playground was cooler than ours, and it was all gated off so we couldn't play on it. Like, we were 5th graders, and we were all bitter that the kindergartners got a cooler playground than us. Priorities. Immediately, both Lorelai and her brother want to go to this new school. And what a coincidence, because, a few days later, their old school burns to the ground, so it worked out! What an opportunity! So the kids get into this new school without any hassle. Lorelai loves her principal, but finds out that her teachers are kinda yikes, you know? Not the best, but I guess we'll deal, because this school is pretty cool. That playground, though! So Splendid Academy offers 2 meals a day, plus snacks. So many snacks. I'd like a snack. Not too long into the first day, Lorelai meets Andrew, who begins to point out how weird it is that all the other students just keep eating and eating and eating without pause. They just keep going for it. None of them seem to be getting full. They just keep eating and eating and eating. Oh, right, video. Now, before we move forward, let's talk about what really pissed me off about this book. Because around this point that it starts coming up and persists for a while. I get it. Kids are cruel, and this is a middle grade book. But just the amount of constant bullying thrown at Andrew for his weight and coming into the school already pudgy. And both to his face and behind his back, people are constantly calling him fat. People constantly make fun of him for being pudgier and being bigger. And like, this seriously triggered me. I'm like, even just talking about it, it's making me mad all over again. They just kept going at him and going at him, going at him, to his face, behind his back, to his face, behind his back, constantly referring to him as the fat kid, you know? And like, everyone, because this is a Hansel and Gretel retelling, everyone is getting bigger. Everyone's having to loosen their belt buckles, you know? But yet they constantly go after Andrew for being fat and just bigger. And you know, everyone's here for child prep and eating, but no, let's just go after the kid who was already a bit larger when he first came here. Never mind the rest of us that are growing larger ourselves. Nope, we're just gonna focus on the one kid because he was there first. This just bothered me so freaking much. It just ruined my enjoyment of the rest of the book. It's like, I hated it. I hated it so much. And it's infuriating to me that we're just gonna focus on this kid's weight. Like, I just want to adopt Andrew and pull him out of this world, but I don't know if it would be any better here because kids are cruel everywhere. I mean, they can be adorable, but they're also cruel, very cruel. Just so much of this book was dedicated to just throwing insults at and towards Andrew that I was enjoying it up until that point. I thought this is pretty fun, it's pretty whimsical, and then we just constant ranging of insults towards Andrew, and it's like, I guess. Ultimately, we reach a point where the realization is made that the teachers are witches. Lorelai devises a plan to save all the other students at her school from being eaten by poisoning them with her stepmother's diet pills. But not a lethal dose, oh no, just enough sprinkled throughout the many servings they'll all have, which who knows how many they'll have because these kids are literally shoving their faces. Just enough so that they'll be vomiting for a while, as well as other things. Not a bad plan at all, not something that could probably get one of the other kids put in a hospital. Nope, this is quality, solid planning. She ends up being the only student left that goes to school the next day. Except for Andrew, because she heard word that they were going to eat him the previous day, so she told him to stay home. So he missed the poisoning, then the puke fest. Unlucky for him. Then he goes and there's nothing to stop them from being like, get in my pot, boy, we're gonna cook you up with some carrots and stuff. Not really, they just have boiling water. They're gonna eat him. Before we move on to my next point, I should also mention that obviously Lorelai's mother is dead, hence wicked stepmother, and Lorelai blames herself for her mother's death for reasons, if you want to read this book, I'll let you figure out. There is that, excuse me. So moving on to my next point, there's some witch drama. Lorelai realizes that her mother's death was not her fault, and bada bing bada boom, the witches are dead and the book is done. Cool. Honestly, it wasn't a bad story. It just irritated the heck out of me with the weight bullying towards Andrew, and it just completely ruined my enjoyment of the second half of this book, because it starts out really fun. We have, you know, kind of tropey, oh, my stepmother is a terrible person, but it was still enjoyable. It was still kind of fun to keep reading. It's just, I really wanted to enjoy this book. I went in with, like, no real expectations, and just, like, the fat shaming and just straight up bullying, it's, I wound up rating this book 3 stars, and it really bummed me out because I was really excited about this book. I was really kind of hyped for the story, and then it just killed my excitement and killed me a bit inside because I struggle with weight issues, and then seeing, like, this character, Andrew, like, he admits himself, like, yeah, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get back down, you know, and people are just constantly fat-shaming him and making fun of him, and that was triggering fun. But yeah, that's it for the Sinister Sweetness of Splendid Academy. I put it out there on Twitter because I was, like, really mad. Like, it's, like, in the middle of, like, all the fat-shaming stuff that's going on. Like, it just irritated the absolute hell out of me. I put it on Twitter, like, if you have weight issues, like, don't read this book because it's infuriating. It's, I kind of hate it. Part of me, like, there are parts that I extremely hate, but there are also parts that I found pretty interesting, and I like how certain things were done, and it's a weird balance, and that's kind of why I gave it 3 stars. It's like, I don't feel like it's bad enough to give it 2 stars, but definitely wasn't good enough for 4 stars. So it's just kind of right there in the middle. It's meh. It could have been better without all of the blatant fat shaming and making fun of Andrew. Like, I get it, kids are mean. But is this all we're gonna do for like most of the book? We're just gonna do that and constantly refer to him as the fat kid, you know? That's fun. So we're just gonna end this now. If you want to see some of my other videos, I'll leave them for you on the side. I wrapped up January, February. We're in February. Now we're in March when you're seeing this. Then was February. February wrap up right here. I'll also leave my unboxing of the February LitJoy crate right here for you. If you want to subscribe, my face will be right here, as well as the button down below. You can hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos on Mondays and Fridays. Wowza! And hopefully you won't talk about this book anymore, because I kind of don't want to. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day / night, and I'll see you later. Bye!